So when you lock up your car and see this instead of this, then that means you have a problem. It means that the car cannot confirm that it locked, but it does confirm that it is open. So that's why you see the blinking indicators showing that the car is unlocked, but when you lock it, nothing happens. So that means we have a problem and the car cannot lock. So right now the car is locked, and when I unlock this door, it does not open, but that's the problem. So I've already diagnosed the problem, and I'm really sure that this is the problem, so that's why I want to replace it right now. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So it's a new year, new issues, and that's precisely what we're having on this car. So the car is no longer locking. We need to go ahead and fix that. So thank you so much for watching the channel and subscribing to the channel, and also supporting the channel, because I can see while I was not uploading during the festive seasons that people are still supporting the channel even though I'm no longer uploading the videos. So that means a lot to me. And right now let's just get ahead and fix this door lock actuator, because right now we have a problem, and that's a really big security risk, because if you don't have this working, everyone can just access your car and you'll never know that they were there, because it will just be easy for them to open. So yeah, so the first thing to do is to remove this protective cover. I think it's best when you start from the bottom. This is off. So a lot of clips are going to remain on this part, so you can just pull them out and put them on this cover. So what we'll need to do is to remove these T30 screws. So it's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's still others on the bottom, and there's still others on the other side. So we're gonna start with these ones, but I'm gonna leave maybe this one right here so that the door cover doesn't fall off. So just like the other one, I'm gonna leave the one at the top and remove the ones at the bottom. Now that these are off, the next thing we're gonna do right now is to remove the door handle. With the door handle in place, we're not going to be able to remove the door skin. So next thing to do is to remove this part here. There's a screw here inside here. I think it's a T25. This is a T25, and I'm going to be using it to... Oh, I'm sorry, it's not a T25, it's a T20. Not sure if you can see. It's difficult to see it, but can you see that shiny screw? Yes, there it is. So that's a T20 screw that you'll need to take out with a T20 screwdriver, because without getting this out, you won't be able to pull the handle, which is right here. So you need to get to the screw right there. Then you're going to be able to pull the door handle out. So one thing you need to know is that you don't need to take the screw all the way out. You just need to get it loose. Okay, now I've raised it. It's getting loose. So now that is loose, what I need to do is just to pry out this bit. So the way it seems like it's not yet loose. So I'm just going to try to unscrew a bit while still trying to pull it out. Oh, finally. It's finally loose right now, so I can be able to take it out. So this is the thing that you need to take out. So if you are able to get this out, then you are closer to getting the lock out. So when you unlock the screw locks on this part so that it doesn't move and go anywhere. So getting the door handle is not really difficult, but can be tricky. So what you need to do is just to unlock, just to remove this hook. There's a hook in here. Not sure if you can see it. There's this hook right here that you need to pull up and pull out. And just use this. Okay, now this is loose, so the handle can now come out loosely. There's a cable in here. I'm not sure if you can see it. This is the cable that you need to get out. This thing right here, this one. It's what you need to unhook from this door handle. As you can see right now, it's loose, so the cable is now off. So what I need to do is just to pull out the door handle. As you saw, I just pulled it back from this side. Then what I'm gonna do is just to remove it like this, and that's it. The door handle is out. So here's the door handle. It's out right now. So what I did was just pull it back, then remove it like this. Pull it back, then remove it like this, then it's out. The next thing to do will be to remove the screws which are underneath the door. It's the same T30 screws that we need to take out. So it's all on this line. So I'm just gonna do that right now. So now that we removed all the screws, the only screws which are left is this one and the one which is inside right here. These are the only screws which are left, and what I need to do right now is just to ask someone to come and hold the door for me. So I'm gonna ask my wife to come and hold the door for me.
Fully.
No. No, no, you don't have to round it like that. Yeah. So let's put this up there. So now the door card is off. So what was preventing us from removing the door card was the screw which was on here. So it's a T20 screw which I had forgotten and missed. So when I was trying to pull the door cover out, it was not coming off because the screw was still on. So you'll need to remember that you need to unscrew the T20 screw which is located right here. Then after that everything will come out. So yep. So now that we've removed that, the next thing we can do is just to remove this part which is held on with this rubber grommet. Then you can just pull it out, then remove it like this. So when you put this back on, you're gonna need to also hook it right here, but for now this is not important. I'm gonna show you when to put it back on. So just put it in a safe place. This is what we need to remove. So before we can get the door lock actuator out, we'll need to get the two M6 screws which are located right here, which are holding the door lock in place. So yeah, the two M6 screws which I need to remove. So if you can look carefully, this door lock right here is held onto the door using a ledge. Before you can put it out, you need to remove a ledge which is holding it onto the door. So before I do that, I also need to disconnect this cable which you pull out when you want to open the door from inside. Okay, it's now off. So here's the thing that hooks onto the ledge. This part right here hooks onto that part right here. Hooks onto this part right here, which is a ledge, so that it doesn't fall off and you can be able to screw it securely. So what I need to do right now is to remove this part, because this is the cable which comes from the inside and then hooks onto the door lock. First things first, you just pull up on this, then bend this cover out. So okay,
Pull up, eh?
you need to pull up on this, then bend this tab out, but I'm gonna start with this one. So actually, let me start by disconnecting the power connector. I think it's gonna be better like that. So to disconnect the power connector, you just pull up on this tab. When you pull up, it will release on this click here, then you're going to be able to remove it. So you need to unlock these securing clips here, then pull the cable out. So let me just start by removing the white cover, then I'm gonna tackle the connector. So to remove the white cover, you just pull out on this, and also on this side you just pull out until it releases this whole door lock, then this other part. So it's out like that. So what I need to do right now is just to fight this clip right here, because that's the problem now. I can just break it off because I no longer need this part. So this is the old door lock which does not work anymore. So
Everything that does not work anymore.
the thing that we don't need no more is this part. This is the
What
thing
do you
we don't
need?
need. This is the only thing that I need.
The cable.
Yes, to switch it over to the other side. I also need this part. You also need to remove this part because this is the one which goes on to the door handle. So to remove this part, you just twist it, then pull it out. Just like that. You twist and pull it out. So this is off. You'll need to switch this over to the new part. So I'm gonna show you how to put it on. Now to the difficult part of the job. Maybe this is going to work because it's a bit thinner. Yeah, it seems this is going to work. It's already out. Okay. So now this is finally out. It was just in there so tight, so it was difficult for me to pull it out. So with this, you just need to twist it like this, then pull up here, then it's out. As you can see right now, this is the new one. Now what I need to do is just to put them on. So let me just get on it and put it back on. So there's things that I said you are going to need to put back on to the old to the new one. So here's the cable which you pull on when you are opening from the door handle. So to put this back on, you just pull here. When you pull this and hold it right here, it must sit on this part. So to put it on, just put it on like this. You just slide it in like this. You slide it in, then here it is. So it sits on like this. So when you pull on the door handle, you'll be actually pulling on this part until it opens. So that's it. The next thing to do will be to put on this hook. Slide it onto this part. After sliding on to this part, then that's it. Now what you need to do is to make sure that this hook is in right here like this, so that it doesn't go out. Then after that, you need to push this in. So you need to align this wire with this part right here on the door lock. Then when you align it, just push it in until it clicks to show that it has seated. So that's what I'm doing. That's it. It has clicked and it has seated, so there's nothing that's gonna happen. Can you see this latch right here? This latch right here must sit on this to make sure that it holds on the door lock before you can screw it in. So this latch right here must sit on this. So if I put on the latch, let me just put on the protective cover. So it has positions in which it needs to clip on. So it goes in like this goes in. Then after that, what you need to do is to clip on this part. Clip the door lock on
What
this.
are you clipping?
I'm clipping here. Can you see this? Just push it in. It's in, and push on the other part right here. It's in. I think there's also another part at the top which is already in. Now what I need to do is just to make sure that this latch right here sits on here.
Where is it sitting? Yeah.
This sits here, so it needs to lock in here.
Okay.
Okay, so I think it has hooked on. What I need to do right now is just to connect the power plug. So there's no way you can get this wrong because it only goes in this way. So there's no way you can get it wrong. So let me just connect this on until it clicks. Then you know it's secured. What I'm gonna do right now is just to make sure that I test the lock before I put it completely in. So what I'm gonna do is just to screw this on, then test the lock. So these are the M6 screws. These two M6 bolts are tightened up to 18 Newton meters of torque. So now it's time to test them using the keys. So let's see if this has worked. Did you hear the door lock actuator working? So now this is locked. Let's try to open. It's not opening. So now let's unlock and see. So you can see that it's working. So we are sure that what it did is now fine. So just to check for the last time, let's lock. You'll also hear the door lock actuator locking. So this is locked. We open, it's not opening. It has opened. So now we can put the door skin back on, but before we put the door skin back on, we need to put down the door handle. This is the next thing to go back on. For this to go back on, it has to come over here. So you'll put this cable right in it, just like that, so that the door handle can grab onto this. Then you put it in here. So you need to secure it on here. After putting this back on, you'll need to remember this rubber that was here. So you need to put this rubber back on. So this rubber sometimes can be loose. So what I do is just to twist it I'm gonna use this screwdriver just like this. Twist the rubber like that. Oh fuck. So that went terribly wrong. The cable got cut off. So now I need to make another plan, which is very sketchy, because all I need to do is just to make sure that this is secured. So you can improvise as well and do what you think is going to work for you. So for me, this is the only thing I think is going to work. So this is tight right here. I think it's even way tighter than how it was with the factory rubber. So now the door is aligned. As you can see right now, there was before there was a line which was showing here, which showed where the door should be. Now the line has been covered up, and also on this side things seems to be alright. So we can now tighten up the screws. Now all the screws have been torqued up, so what I need to do right now is just to put on the door handle. So if you're still watching this video and you find it very helpful, please kindly hit the subscribe button and like this video, as it helps the channel so much when you do so. So now the door handle's in. How you put it out is how you put it back in. So okay, now that is on. So what I need to do is just to not forget this handle. This cable needs to go in. I think this is now well seated. So what I need to do right now is just to put on the barrel which goes in here. You need to pull up on this for a minute. When you pull on the handle, then try to slide. Oh shit, now the barrel is trying to go in, so it won't go fully in because I need to tighten the T20, which I loosened from right there. So I guess
I know you told your friend you're not okay. Tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray.
I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling